And wrestling fans, we are underway. What a great way to have our opening contest, of course. We've got a newcomer here to Anarchy, and of course, someone that's been around for a while, Bobby Moore. Tim letter E, period D, joined up here by, of course, my broadcast colleague, Brett Wolverton. Brett, it is good to be back here again and see you.
Tim, it's good to have you back. The last few weeks here have been rather interesting with a strange series of we've both been partnered up with Andrew Pendleton III. John the Body Johnson back here.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. What
I lost my job and suddenly I'm back here.
I would probably want to lose my job, I think, if I had to broadcast with John Johnson again. It's good to have us both back here at this point. And of course, as you know, Bobby Moore here sliding underneath the bottom rope there and just laying it into the newcomer, Jeremy Foster. Goes in for a quick cover. Could this be it? Only able to get a 2 count, but as you know, the roads are leading to hardcore hell. That's exactly the springtime tradition that we have here in Anarchy going on for years. And of course, if anyone has the opportunity to be a part of that event, or any events, rather, that we have here in Anarchy, we encourage you to come on down to Cornelia. As you just saw there, Bobby Moore just laying it in again, the punishment to Jeremy Foster.
Well, it's interesting to see Bobby Moore in singles action because at Hardcore Hell, he's going to be in tag team action. He has to find a tag team partner to take on Joey Reimer in the Modern Classic VJ Hancock. We know he's been scouting, and we do not know yet who he has selected, and I don't know who's going to jump at the opportunity to be his tag team.
I don't really see a lot of people. I mean, we've known in the past, John Schuyler's kind of teamed up with him a little bit, and we've seen some other people team up with Bobby Moore. Bobby Moore sometimes is his own worst enemy, and you're absolutely right. There may not be a lot of people raising their hand. There might be a short stick and for the draw, trying to at least get to be a partner with Bobby Moore. So I guess it'll remain to be seen if he's able to find one come Hardcore Hell.
That's right. I'm sure Bobby Moore's been watching Anarchy Television, doing some scouting. This match against Jeremy Foster may even be a scouting opportunity. If he likes what he sees against Foster, maybe he wants to team with him later on.
Well, yeah, you'd have to wonder, if they can go to a draw somehow, or maybe Jeremy can really show Bobby Moore something that maybe Bobby Moore hasn't seen before, or maybe brings out of Bobby Moore. That may be, I've seen stranger things here in Anarchy. These two absolutely could team up. But right now, it seems to be in control of this matchup is all Bobby Moore. We haven't really got a chance to see much of Jeremy Foster trying to put on the brakes there, but the veteran really catching there. Jeremy Foster in a bad predicament at that point.
Well, he may find himself in another bad predicament as he goes face first into the bottom turnbuckle.
And you have to wonder, is Bobby Moore at this point just really setting sail, his mind already on Hardcore Hell? But at this point, he really needs to keep focused on his matchup because, granted, he's been in control. The problem is he hasn't been able to put away Jeremy just yet.
Well, he's doing some trash talking, but he's giving Foster the opportunity to catch a breather. Now slapping the head, insulting Jeremy Foster as Foster climbs up. Back to the vertical base. Those strikes to the legs. And a chop to the chest by Jeremy Foster on Bobby Moore.
Man, Jeremy Foster is exactly what we talked about before. Sometimes the trash talking can work to your advantage cross body, but Bobby Moore able to catch him. Where's he going to go here? Plants him straight down, does Bobby Moore. But again, before the trash talking, he's been making all these covers. Now's the time he needs to go for the cover, and he's taking too long.
Well, I'm not sure what he's going for there. As he drops, oh, no.
Well, I know what went right there. He's going to be singing at least a high note come karaoke on a Saturday. Oh, my goodness. Jerry Foster setting him up. Here, goes in and follows through. Nice clothesline as well, back elbow. And who would have thought at the beginning of this contest, Jeremy Foster goes in for a cover, that he would be in control, really.
Well, I know very little about Jeremy Foster coming in tonight. I didn't get an opportunity to talk to him before we went on the air. So what I'm seeing in the ring is what I can tell you about this youngster.
Wow. Great move there, and I think Bobby Moore's kind of caught off guard here just a little bit as well. Bobby Moore rolls on the outside, certainly gives him an advantage to be able to catch a breather here. Of course, they're going to have to the count of 10. Wait, keep your eye on Jeremy Foster over the top rope, able to get Bobby Moore. I don't know, with a spill like that, if he hurt his leg. Wait a second. Oh, my gosh. I'm a little.
Jeremy, don't.
Oh, my gosh. The Deadly Sin 7 making his way down the rampway here. Oh my gosh, Jeff G. Bailey over here at the broadcast area looking at us. They have one set mind on, of course, Hardcore Hell, and they could care less about this opening contest.
If I were referee Wes Grissom, if I were Jeremy Foster, I'd be getting out of the ring as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Jeremy lived to fight another day, and this is not the way to do it. Don't try to become a hero here. Oh, man. The Deadly Sin 7 again just planning Jeremy Foster. All heck is broken loose at the beginning of this week here in Anarchy.
Picks up one down with a power slam.
Good grief. And no matter how much admonishing a referee is giving to Se7en, it has no effect whatsoever. Because again, their mind is set completely on one thing, and that's hardcore hell. Of course, you've got the others as well. Miss Rachael, Jeremy Palmer.
I think I just heard Jeff Bailey telling the Deadly Sin 7, get him out of the ring. And that's not the easiest way you can go out, as Jeremy Foster just tossed out to the floor.
Well, Se7en wasn't going to escort him down the stairs gently. Jeremy Foster in the wrong place at the wrong time, it seems. This way, we got more officials coming out here to check on him, and you know darn well Jeff Bailey.
You know, Jerry, you've been gone a little while, and the last time you were here, you kind of were a little upset with me about the stipulation and stuff, but in your absence, as you now know, the Elite took care of business, and the stipulation on War Games is when we win, you get total control back again. So I don't hold a grudge against you. In fact, I accept your apology right now, and we'll just move on from that, you see, because that's not the only thing that I've done in your absence. See, we've got it set up for next week for the Jagged Edge, a true American hero to represent the Elite in the match to see who gets the advantage in the War Games. And see, it was scheduled to be against Brian Casanova, the very man that was humiliated in the 10-man by Sean Tempers and pinned right here in the middle of the ring. And see, the shame and the humiliation of being a proven failure means Brian Casanova is not only showing up next week for the match, he's not showing up for War Games. So see, Jerry, once again, when you got a little upset about the military thing, I believe I've been proven correct one more time that Brian Casanova is a coward.
Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. If Brian Casanova was here, no one would just soon walk through his rear end other than me. However, I know for a fact Casanova is not here because he's taking care of a dying family member. So why don't we ease up on him and place him off limits for now? When he comes back in here, we'll do what we always do to people when they step in this ring. But let's back off of him for now. Jeff, what do you think?
Look, Jerry, every time you have a problem with something, first it's Iceberg, or it's Slim J, and now it's Casanova. You know, it takes a heartless, cold man to take control of a situation. And I'm trying to get this company back for you, so quit fighting me on these things and just let me do what I do best, which is take care of business, because that's exactly what I'm going to do.
You know what? That's probably the best idea, because me getting out here getting pissed off at you all over is not what we're after. Eyes on the prize. Before I leave, Brody Chase, bring anybody you want, because if lightning strikes and we're not on the top after hardcore hell, I want somebody in this ring, and you can forget the 5 minutes. It needs to be a home match for a long time. You take care of your business.